Hello, Ambius. Welcome to the technical part of our March 2024 connection meeting. This month, we're going to talk about plant levels, the Ambius plant levels 1 through 5. And this month, we're going to start with kind of an overview of plant levels. So we'll call this part 1. And next month, we're going to talk about plant levels again. As a reminder of plant levels, we bring plants indoors and try to keep them beautiful for as long as possible. That's the goal of interior scaping. But we know that the life of interior plant typically starts to go downhill over time because when a plant is indoors, it succumbs to low light and it doesn't have the conditions that it had when it was actively growing at a grower stage. For example, you think of a place like Florida outdoors, you have abundant sunshine, you have high humidity, you have good airflow, and in those conditions, tropical plants actually grow and thrive. But when you bring the plants indoors, they don't have those same conditions. And so the plant slowly over time starts to deteriorate. It will deteriorate faster from a level 1 to a level 5 if the conditions are worse. So our job is to make the process go as slow as possible. And that's why companies hire Ambius. We are professional interior scapers, and our customers are professional observers. They are seeing our plant displays through the lens of the plants being in the public, being in customer places, being in the workplace. So that's important to remember when we think about our plant displays, professional displays. And everyone has a role to play in this, from our sales colleagues to warehouse colleagues, installers, and finally plant care specialists, that we see these plants through the lens of our customers. In addition to the typical indoor environment that doesn't really encourage a plant to grow, there are other factors that cause plants to go downhill faster than they should. And those are things that we must address. For example, when we put the plant into the building, are we practicing our grow practices? Are we overwatering the plants? Are we underwatering the plants? Are we rotating the plants? Are we doing things that we need to do to get that plant to look beautiful for as long as possible? Those are things that we must examine. Also, our positioning of plants. Are we putting the right plant in the right place? If we put highlight plants in really low light areas, we can't expect that plant to last long and it's going to go downhill faster. And then, of course, there's many other factors that can cause plants to go downhill quicker. Sometimes we may have customers or people in the public that are dumping stuff on our plants or doing other things like that that cause the plant to, again, go down faster. Those are those human factors that we must address when we're thinking about plant levels and why did that plant go downhill so fast. The plant levels are really helpful because it gives us kind of a context of the indoor plant and the understanding that over time, and it could be a really long time, the plant will start to deteriorate and no longer look presentable. At which point, we either have to do something to get it to look presentable and good again, or we have to write it up for replacement. And this whole replacement part, regardless of what the cause of the plant getting to that stage of not looking good is, we have to be open to replacing the plant. Some folks think that plant replacements are bad. It's part of what we do. It's part of the service that we offer to our customers. It's part of the promise to our customers that we will have good looking plants on your site. And when the plant is no longer looking good, we will take it out and we will put a new one in. So don't think of a plant replacement as a bad thing or even necessarily as a failure. It's just part of the job. We want to try to get that plant to last as long as we can, but there does come a point when you do have to actually replace the plant. In April, we're going to start taking a deeper look into plant levels 1 through 5 and take a look at what you see. So what is it that makes a plant a level 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5? What are some things to look at to determine what level this plant is, and hey, is it time to replace the plant or can it remain in the account? Next month, we will be taking a look at that.